Hello everyone. So in this video, we will do few questions based on Voice-Stress M test. So before doing Voice-Stress M test, let's understand this question first. So given here, this is a sequence of function. E tends to real number for all n belong to natural number, and f is a function. This is a sequence of function. Understand here what is sequence of function. Fn equal to, say that I'm taking x to the power n. So, and where n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I'll create f1, this will be first function. And then if I'll create f2, this will be second function. So there are sequence of function like x1, x to the power 2, x to the power 3. These are the sequence of function. This is a single function. This is a second function. This is third function. So these are all sequence of function. And this means f is a any one function like fn, f equal to function here, x square. Say that this is a function. So picking one function here. So f be a given function, and where e subset of real number, we have to define what it means for the series. Now this becomes series fn. What does that mean? Series here, sequence is separated from comma. When I will create series, this one will be x to the power 1 plus x to the power 2 plus x to the power 3. This will be the series. This will be the series, and we denoted summation sign here. So this is some series of fn is converges to a single function on E. What it means here. So here given, let's understand here, given fn is a sequence of continuous function. So fn is sequence of continuous function. Sequence of continuous function here. Like fn equal to, as I explained you here, n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, such dot, 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 be a sequence on E. We can say here that this sequence fn converges uniformly on E if there exists a function this f on E. So let's understand here. Consider this series summation of n equal to 1 to infinity fn. This is the series. Consider this series, and I am going to create a sequence of partial sum of this series. Let's create summation of E1. E1 means what? Only F1. Summation of F1. Let's create E2. E2 means sum of two terms, F1 plus F2. Let's create E3. So E3 means F1 plus F2 plus F3. If you have created this partial sum from this given series, this is the given series, and we have created sum of partial sum. This is sum of first term, this is sum of two terms, this is first three terms. We have created here this partial sum. So we can say that if given series converges uniformly, this series will converge uniformly if any of this partial sum we have created, if this will converge uniformly, then this series will converges. So the meaning of this is, if this series is converges to this function, first, this is a partial sum of any function. So the meaning of this, so if meaning of this series fn is converges to f on E. So if any of these partial sum converges, then this series will converge. So meaning of this statement is this one. Let's understand the second question here, which is we have to understand this one. We have to state the Voice-Stress M test for convergence of series. So I have created here 3 statements. These 2 statements almost same and third statement are differently. We have when we will prove question, then you can understand this statement. So first statement is here. This is Weierstrass M test. So statements is suppose sequence Fn of a function defined on E, and suppose absolute value, or you can say that norm and absolute value are both different thing. So norm is used for vector space and absolute value is for number. So we can use absolute value here. So this norm of Fnx less than equal to Mn. This is a partial sum. We will create this Mn. So the original function, sequence of function will be less than equal to what we will create Mn, where x belong to E, n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the series of function, the original function Fn converges uniformly on E if what we created Mn, when our creation, the partial sum Mn converge, then the sequence, original sequence of function, the series will converge. Now second statement is almost same, but little bit different here. A series Fnx, sum of series means this summation sign. Series Fnx will converge uniformly on any interval 0, 1 if there exists a convergent series Mn of this Mn we will create from this series. Exists a convergent series Mn of positive numbers such that absolute value of Fn, this original sequence, will be less than equal to, should be less than equal to Mn for all x belong to 0, 1. Or you can say that if the series Mn convergent, then this original series is uniformly convergent. So this is the first first 2 statement. We will prove the few questions here using these 2 statement. And third statement I have taken, when these 2 statement won't work, little bit tough question, then we will use the third statement. And third statement is this one. So when we won't be able to create partial sum Mn here, then we will use this formula, this proof. Let sequence of Fnx be a sequence of function defined on any interval which is negative real number to positive real number, such that Fx equal to limit n tends to infinity, Fx for all x belong to AB, and let Mn, we will create Mn using this one. We will find maximum of Fnx minus Fx, and x belong to AB, then Fn converge uniformly on AB if and only if Mn equal to, Mn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. I'm sure I know this statement to understand only this statement is not enough. So when we will do few questions, then you can understand here. So how to use Weierstrass M test to do questions? Let's understand here. So there is a series of function here, Fn, okay, which is n equal to 1 to infinity, is defined on E, which is on Weierstrass M test, just I have explained you here. So 2 things we need to know here. We will do 2 things to prove any question is convergent or divergent. So first 2 things here. What we will do, we will take absolute value of Mnx, which we will create Mn from this series. We will create this Mn which should be less than equal to Mn. This is the hypothesis we will take from here. Okay. For all x belong to E and for all n belong to natural number. This we will create. This is the first thing from the question. We will do it here. We will create this Mn this Mn should be greater than equal, this Fnx should be less than equal to this Mn. Okay, and second thing we have to do, we will make a series of this Mn of real number. Like here, we will, this is a function we will create, and now we will create series n equal to 1 to infinity, whatever limit is given, and we will create this series and we will prove this series to be convergent. If this created partial sum created this Mn will be convergent, then we can say that the original function, original series will be convergent. So then you can say that this series, when this will be convergent, then you can say that original series Fn summation of Fn n equal to 1 to infinity is uniformly convergent. So when you do the question, you have to create such Fn which is less than or equal to this Mn for all x belong to E and for all n belong to integers. Like if you create Fn should be less than equal to M1. If you create F2 should be less than equal to M2. If you can create this M1, M2, M3 or Mn, I have named here Mn. So 50% job you will do here. Your job will be done here. Now your job is to make a series according to this Mn. You have to make a series according to this Mn. So you can ask me here, what is this Mn? Like, what is this Mn? This is a positive real number. This positive real number, like Fn x won't be negative here. Like I gave here absolute value sign. It won't be negative here. Okay, then you have to create here Mn and 10 equal to 1 to infinity will be a series of, this will be a series of positive real number. Now this Mn should be convergent. This Mn should be convergent. If this is convergent, what you have created, then you can say that this original series will be convergent. So now your question will be how we will show that this Mn is convergent. So there are so many tests you can use to show this Mn series will be convergent. Like you have P series test, you have divergent convergent test, you have Cauchy's root test. So you have so many different tests. You can prove this series is convergent using those tests, and you can show that this original series will be convergent. So yeah, this is the Weierstrass M test. Let's do few questions based on Weierstrass M test, then it will be more clear. So first question, I am going to take this one. So consider the series summation sign here, n equal to 1 to infinity, and series is, as this is series. So what is the meaning of what is first term here? So sign of you can take n equal to 1 to infinity clearly given here. So let's open this series and understand what is this meaning. Sign of n equal to 1, and here n equal to 1. So we have first term, it will be sin x, plus second term, substitute here n equal to 2. So second term will be sine of 2x over 4, and plus, and this way we will create, this is the plus sign which is showing summation sign. So consider this series sine nx over n square, and we have to, first question, use the Weierstrass M test to show that this series converges uniformly on any interval negative real number to positive near real number, and given here the domain 0 to 1. The real number should be between 0 to 1. So we are going to use this one, this statement, which is first statement. Okay, I will, I didn't explain you the third statement here. third statement here is this. I have explained you the first two statement, and third statement, when we want to able to create a partial sum mn, so we will use this one. Yeah, maximum. So when we will do questions, then you can understand. Let's try to understand this question here. So we are going to use this first statement, where summation of fnx will, this series fnx, this is the fnx, will converge uniformly on any interval, this is 0 to 1, which is here, if there exists a convergent series mn. So we will create this mn from this original fnx of positive number, such that absolute value of this fnx should be less than equal to this mn for all x belong to 0, 1, or you can say that if the series mn convergent, then this original fnx is uniformly convergent. And we have to show that, prove that this series fn uniformly converges. Now, so first thing here, this is a series of function. Clearly, this is the domain, which is 0 to 1, which is negative, which is between real number, negative real number to real number. So we have to show here, first thing we have to show here, fnx should be less than equal to mn for all x belong to this real number, and n for all n belong to natural number. N will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here given n equal to 1 to n, infinity. Now, first thing we have to create this mn, and this mn should be greater than equal to fnx, or you can say that fnx should be less than equal to mn. So absolute value of fnx equal to, this is fnx we have given here. So let's take absolute value of sine of nx over n square. Okay. Now this will be from here, put it this sign less than equal to, and we have to create fn, mn, sorry. So from here, just take this one, 1 over n square. Okay. And here you can say that sine, what is the sine nx? Value of sine will be always, if you remember the sine graph, just this is the sine graph. I'm going to explain you from here. This is the sine graph. So sine graph here, this will be 0, this will be -1, and this will be +1. And if you see the sine graph, this will be this way, the sine graph will be. So this is the -1 and this is the +1. So sine graph always will be between -1 and +1. So value of sine graph will be between -1 and +1. And if you can, if you are taking here modulus of sine nx, don't take any square sine. If I'll take modulus of sine nx, it means this will be equal to always 1. If the value of sine of -1, it will be always 1. So this will be 1. Okay. And if I am going to take 1 and over any number, so this will be less than equal to 1 over n square. So understand here what I have created. This is the value of this will be always less than equal to 1 over n square. So understand here. So you can understand here, a sine of nx will be always equal to +1. So 1 over this sine x, this will be always 1, but this will be changed. So say that n equal to 2, this will be 4. Okay, this will be less than, or this will be less than or equal to 1 over n square, always. Okay. So this is going to be equal to. So we have created such Mn here. We have created such Mn here where this one, this will be equal to, we have Mn for all n belong to 0 and between 0 and 1. Okay. So one thing you can ask me, why you didn't take this one absolute value. So there is no need to take absolute value sign because n is positive given and n square is or will be always positive. Now we have to create a series, this Mn. So this is the series. We have to create this series. So now series of Mn equal to summation sign. We are going to create this series here. And this is Mn we have created. Now you have to show that this should be convergent. If this is convergent, then you can show from Weierstrass M-test, this original series will be convergent. So clearly you can see that this is a series of 1 over n square. And this is a P series. There is a video on P series. You can check that video so that you can understand P series. I will give the link in the description. You can check from there. So this is a P series, and here P equal to 2. And what is P series says, if P greater than 1, the series will be convergent. And if P less than equal to 1, the series will be divergent. So here is P equal to 2, which is greater than 1. So it means this Mn is convergent uniformly. You can say that this Mn is convergent uniformly. So we can write it here. We can say that by Weierstrass M-test, the series Mn is convergent, then the function summation of n equal to 1 to infinity sine of nx over n square is uniformly convergent. So this way we will use Weierstrass M-test to prove the series is convergent by creating Mn from the original series, given series. So here I'm going to take this question. This is the series given r to the power n, summation of r to the power n cos nx, n equal to 1 to infinity, and r is between 0 to 1. And we have to use the Weierstrass M-test to show that this series converges uniformly on any interval, which is negative real number to positive real number, and real number is between 0 to 1. Let's use this statement. I have explained 3 types of statement in first video. Please watch that video. So I'm going to use this statement here. A series summation of f and x will converges uniformly on any interval 0 to n, which is domain here given. If there exists a convergent series Mn, we have to create this series Mn from this f and x of positive numbers such that absolute value of this f and x will be less than equal to this Mn for all x belong to 0 and 1, so that you can say that if this series which we have created will be convergent, then this original series will convergent uniformly. Let's do this question here. So let's do it properly. Write down, let the given series be summation of n equal to 1 to infinity fn x, where x belong to real number. Okay, what is fn x given here? Fn x here given r to the power n cos of nx, and x belong to a real number and n belong to natural number. So n is 1 to infinity, clearly n is natural number. And r is, the small r is between 0 to 1. Now, what we will do, we will take absolute value of fn x and we will try to create this mn from this fn x. And we have to show that if this mn is convergent, then using Weierstrass M test, we will say that this fn x convergent. So first, first is this fn x, norm of fn x creates such mn from this. And second, prove this series mn is convergent by using any test, either p series test, you have so many tests there, p series test, convergent and divergent test, Cauchy's root test, nth root test, so many tests are there, ratio test. You can create, you can prove this mn is convergent, then you can say that this. So this is this two rule you have to follow. So same we are going to use it here. So this is absolute value of fn x. Let's take same fn x, this one, r to the power n cos of nx, absolute value. Okay, so r to the power n, which is n is 1 to infinity. So this will be always positive. So no need to take inside the modulus sign. So we can take it out. So take r to the power n outside of modulus sign, and let's keep cos of nx inside the modulus sign. So cos of nx, what will be the cos of nx value? So cos of nx value, if no modulus sign is there, cos of nx value is always between -1 to 1, cos of nx. So graph of cos theta will start from here, from 1. So this will be always, this will be cos value of cos will be always between -1 to 1. But as this is, we are taking inside the modulus sign, so this will be always 0 to 1, positive. So it means this will be always less than 1. This cos nx value will be always less than 1. So we can write it down. Okay, don't write it here. So absolute value, but here we can write it down, r to the power, r is between 0 to 1 here. Okay, r is between 0 to 1 here. So this cos nx, value of cos nx is, will be less than 1, always less than 1 here. You understood from here. So we have to create here mn. So let's try to create here mn, which will be greater than, this will be this mn here. We will create this mn from this. So can we create here? So let's create this mn, which will be r to the power n. Okay, so this r to the power n will be greater than this, or you can say that this will be less than this. This will be greater than this. So we can say that since absolute value of cos nx will be less than equal to always 1. Okay. So this will be, you can say that this will be mn. You can say this will be mn. For all x belong to real number and for all n belong to natural number. Okay. So what is this? since now we have to create this Mn series. Mn, as statement says that we have to create this, we have created this Mn and we have to create this Mn series to be convergent by using any test. So create this Mn series equal to so n equal to 1 to infinity, and we have created this Mn r to the power n. What is this one? So this is a geometric series. Find out geometric series video in my playlist so you can understand what is geometric series here. And this geometric series is convergent. This is convergent. So how this is convergent? R is between 0 to 1. It is given here. So if you create this series here, so this will be r to the power 1, r to the power 2. Okay, we are creating series here, so no comma sign. Comma sign means sequence. R to the power 1, r to the power 2, r to the power 3. This is a geometric series. So what geometric series says, if modulus of common ratio will be less than 1, then this series will be convergent. So in sequence, say that 2, 4, 6, as we have separated by comma sign. So this is a sequence. What is common difference? 4 minus 2, this will be difference, D. 6, the difference between two consecutive terms, this will be D1. So we will find always the difference is common difference is 2. So this is the sequence, arithmetic sequence. Same way we will find the common ratio in geometric series. This is a geometric series. What is geometric series? Geometric series is, say that 2, 4, and then 8, not 6. It will be 16, then 32. This is geometric series. As 4 over 2, we will find the common ratio 2. Then 8 over 4, we will find the common ratio 2. 16 over 8, we will find the common ratio 2. So this is your common ratio. Okay, as this is common ratio is 2 here. So 2 is absolute value of 2 is not less than 1. So this geometric series is not convergent. Let's find out here what is absolute value. So we will find out common ratio r square over r to the power 1. So this is going to be r. R to the power cube over r square. So this is cancelled, 2 times r. So 1 time left here. So we are getting only r. What is absolute? We are getting common ratio r here. So what is r here? Absolute value or r? See the question clearly given in the question, r is between 0 to 1. It means clearly modulus of r is less than 1 here. So we can say that this series Mn r to the power n is convergent, as modulus of r is less than 1. So we can write it down, therefore, by Weierstrass M test, the given series is uniformly convergent. Let's find out this question. If I will ask you 1 over n square plus n square x square. So can you create Mn here? So we can create this. Let's take this absolute value, and so 1 over n square plus n. So if we will write down here, don't put it sign, now n square. So this will be clearly less than or equal to 1 over n square. So we have created this Mn here. And this is clearly this is P series where n is greater than 1. So from by P series, we can say that this Mn is convergent, so that this original series Fn x, this one will be convergent. So this way we can use this statement to use Weierstrass M test to prove this series is convergent or not. Now let's take another question here by using Weierstrass M test. Now this time I'm going to use this statement. I have explained you 3 statements there. So this time we are going to use this statement. How to use this statement of Weierstrass M test to prove that this given series is converges uniformly on 0, 1. So this is the sequence fn given of a function defined on any interval, which is minus negative to real to positive real number, such that fx equal to limit n tends to infinity fx for all x belong to AB, and we have to find out which mn here, and we won't be able to create here mn as no other things are there. So we won't be able to create mn here. So we have to find out maximum of fnx minus such fx, and we will find out here this, that you won't be able to understand this statement. Let's try to do this question here, solution. So what we will do here, this x to the power n, what we will do, clearly can you see in this, such that fx equal to limit n tends to infinity, find out fx. Okay, so limit n tends to infinity x to the power n, and on interval 0 to 1. Okay, so let's take n equal to 0 to infinity. Okay, let's take x equal to let's take x equal to here, x belong to, clearly can you see, for all x belong to AB, this is your AB and this is your x. Okay, so let's take x is close interval between 0 to 1. So let's take x equal to 0 in closed interval, 0 and 1 are included. So let's take x equal to 0 and 0 to the power n equal to 0. So we have found here, this is limit n tends to infinity, x equal to 0 we are taking. So 0 to the power n, which is n infinity, 0 to the power infinity equal to infinity, 0. Now we will take first limit we took, and now we will take between 0 to 1. Let's take 0 between 0 to 1, x belong to between 0 to 1, and let's take x equal to between 0 to 1 half. Try to find out this one. So half to the power infinity. So as half to the power infinity, it means this will be equal to 0. Okay, so this is fraction. So this, if you take fraction to the power infinity, it will be 0. So here we also found 0. Now let's take x equal to 1. So 1 to the power infinity, what we got here? 1. Here we will get 1. So here fx is not continuous function, as we should get here 0, 0, 0 in each point. This is point-wise limit we are finding. So each point we didn't get same answer. So we got first, the first one is 0 here, and when we put it between 0 to 1, we got 0, and when we put it last 1, so we get x equal to 1 here. So we can say that fx is discontinuous function here. Discontinuous function. See, we won't be able to go ahead with Weierstrass M test. See, we won't be able to find out here. So, so we can write it down. This is discontinuous function. We won't be able to find out here anything. We won't be able to go ahead with Weierstrass M test. So we can say that this is discontinuous function. So fn x equal to x to the power n is not uniformly convergent. Okay, so when we will prove that uniformly convergent, when fx is continuous function, we should get fn x should be in continuous function. Okay, let's do one question more based on this statement. How to prove? This is the question I'm going to do. So prove that this is the series of function fn x, which is 0 to infinity and equal to x over 1 plus nx square, converges uniformly on 0, 1. So we are going to take this statement here. So we will not create mn here. We will prove this by this statement. So what we have to find it out, let's start from here. We have to find mn here. What mn? We have to find mn, which is maximum of fn x. We will find it out. I mean, we will subtract fx here, which we have just did in the previous question. And then what we will do, we will find limit of n tends to infinity, this mn, and when this will be mn tends to 0 as n tends to, we will prove, we will substitute n tends to infinity, and we will, when we will find mn equal to 0, tends to 0 or equal to 0, then we can say that this is converges uniformly. We will going to use it, this one. So start from here. So given sequence fn x, we are not taking the series as given series. We will start by taking sequence here, sequence of function here, x equal to 1 plus nx square, where x belong to 0 and between 0 and 1. Okay, let's find out here pointwise limit first. So first find out pointwise limit first. So we will going to use it, this one, fx equal to this one. So limit n tends to infinity, x over 1 plus n x square, this one, fx. Okay, let's find out pointwise limit here. So as here x equal to, first we are going to take 0. Okay, so this is your x. Okay, so in place of x, substitute 0. 0 over 1 plus n 0 square, it will give me 0. So here we will write it down 0. Now next we will take between this x belong to between 0 and 1. Let's take x equal to half. Half is between 0 and 1. Now substitute here. So x is half all over 1 plus n is here and half square. So half over 1 plus, here it will be and 1 over 4 here. So here we will get and so 1 over 2 over 4 plus n over 4. So 1 over 2 multiplied by 4 over 4 plus 1, 2 to 4. So 4 plus n here, 2 over 4 plus n. Now next will be limit n tends to infinity, substitute n tends to infinity. So 2 over infinite terms, it will be tends to 0. So we are getting tends to 0. So now we will take x equal to, last one, x equal to 1. and we will find out here. So 1 over 1 plus n 1 square. So we are getting 1 over 1 plus 1, 1 plus n. So now we will substitute n tends to infinity. So 1 over 1 plus infinity, 1 over infinite terms, it will be tending to 0. So we are here also getting 0. So you can see that in each point, fx is equal to 0. So we will say that fx is continuous function here. So fx is continuous. So we can use Weierstrass M test to prove this function is series of function is convergent or divergent. So we will go ahead from here. So fx is continuous function here. Now we have to find mn, this one. Mn equal to max of fnx, absolute value of fnx minus fx. So let's find out here. Next one will be mn equal to maximum of 0 and 1 here. Maximum of 0 and 1, norm absolute value of fnx minus fx, which will be 0 here, going to be 0. Now max of 0, 1, and here fnx, what is fnx? X over 1 plus n x square, and minus this one will be, we found here 0 for in all the point here. Now we have to find yet maximum of this one. What is the rule in calculus? Any function, if we will find maxima or minima, we will derive first differentiate the function and equate it to 0 and find the value of x. Whatever the value of x you will find, you have to substitute that value in second derivative of the function. Find out second derivative, and whatever value you found, substitute here. If d2y over d2 dx square, if you get less than 1, that means this function will this if get less than 1, this x will be the maximum point. And if you get d2y over dx square, you get greater than 1, it means this x value will be minimum point. So what we are going to find? Maximum. Okay, so let's start from here. So what we will going to do, we are going to let y equal to take x over 1 plus nx square. What is the rule of finding maxima? We are finding maximum between 0 to 1. Let's differentiate one, this one. We are going to differentiate this function, and we will use the quotient rule here. The quotient rule, if y equal to u over v, the quotient rule of differentiation dy over dx, not dt, dy over this rule, we are going to use it here. V square v, and we differentiate this one du over dx, and then we take u and we differentiate dv over dx. Okay, so we are going to use it, this rule here. So let's differentiate this one. So as rule says v square, so 1 plus nx square whole square, then we are writing v here, 1 plus nx square, and we are going to differentiate this one. So differentiation of x will be 1, then minus sign, and then we will write down u only, which is x, and we are going to differentiate this one. So differentiation of this one will be 0, any constant term, plus here it will be 2n 2xn. Okay, 2n x here. Now next step will be here. We will open this here, 1 plus multiply and open this nx square minus 0 minus 2nx square over 1 plus nx square whole to the power 2. Now we have here 1, and 1 nx square minus 2 nx square, we will subtract it. So we will get 1 minus nx square all over 1 plus nx square whole square. This is your dy over dx. Now what will be the next step? We have to equate dy over dx equal to 0 to get x value. We will equate it to 0. So next step, let equate it to 0. So let's do it here. So 1 minus nx square over 1 plus nx square whole to the power square equal to 0. So we will cross multiply, simple algebra you will use. So we will get 1 minus nx square equal to 0. So minus nx square equal to minus 1. Minus minus cancel. This one will go this side. Now x square, what we got? X square equal to 1 over n. Now we need x, not x square. X equal to square root of 1 over n. So x value we got here plus or minus 1 over square root of n. This is your x value. Now second step will be, we need to find, this is your dy over dx. So we need to differentiate again this dy over dx, and we will substitute this value to get maxima. And we will find d2i over dx. If we will find less than 1, we will get maximum of this one. Let's find out this one here. So we got 1 over square root of n here. Okay. So we are going to let's write out dy over dx is equal to what we have, dy over dx 1 minus nx square over 1 plus, so 1 minus nx square over 1 plus nx square whole square. This is your dy over dx, and we need to find, differentiate this one again here. Okay, so write down d2y over dx square is equal to, same rule we will apply, quotient rule. So 1 plus nx square whole to the power square and whole square. We will write down here as v here. So same rule we are going to use, quotient rule, nx square. This one is your yeah, this one is your to the power square is this one. So nx square, and then we will differentiate this one. 0 minus 2 and x minus, here we will find out difference, this one, keep this one here, 1 minus n x square, and we will differentiate this one. So 2 times 1 plus n x square, and then again what is inside here, whatever. So differentiate this one, 2 n x. Now next step will be here after this. Next step is this one here. So here we have minus 2 n x, 1 plus n x square whole to the power 2 minus 1 minus nx square, this one, and let's check it here. So 1 minus nx square, and then yeah, 2 is here. Yes. So here we have So here we have 2nx, 2, and then I'm going to write it out 2nx here, and then 1 plus nx square. Okay, all over we have 1 plus nx square, and this one is so I'm going to write it straight away. This is 4 all over, all whole to the power 4. Now next step will be d2i over dx square will be here minus 2 and x. So yeah, minus 2 and x, write down here. Okay, 1 plus nx square whole to the power square, and I'm going to open this here. So here we have minus 2 times 2 nx, and then 1 minus nx square, and then 1 plus nx square here, and all over 1 plus nx square whole to the power 4. Now next step will be, let's cancel it out this one. Now next step will be in both we have 2 nx. We are going to take this common 1 plus nx square, 1 plus nx square. Okay, because we won't cancel it out here. So 1 plus nx square, I'm going to take common. So what we have left here, minus 2 nx minus this one 2 times 2 nx. We will just multiply it for nx, and we have 1 minus nx square. Okay, all over 1 plus nx square whole to the power square. Now whole to the power, this one is 4. Okay, so 1 time this cancel, and this is here left here 3 times. So what we have, d2y over dx square, we are finding here d2y over dx square. So we have minus 2 nx, minus 2 nx, we can, yeah, minus 2 nx, 1 plus, we can cancel it out. Sorry, we have taken 1 time, so this is 2 times here, so 1 plus nx square will be here. So 1 plus nx square will be here, and then minus 4 times nx, 1 minus nx square will be here. Okay, all over 1 plus nx square whole to the power 3 times we have here. Now this is your d2y over dx square. Now substitute, we have n is x equal to 1 over square root of n we got here. So now substitute here x equal to 1 over square root of n. So write down when x equal to 1 over square root of n. So what we got, d2y over dx square. So let's substitute here. So minus 2 times n, and in place of x, I'm going to substitute 1 over root n, then 1 plus n, 1 over square root of n whole square will be there, and then minus 4 times n times 1 over square root of n, and 1 minus n times 1 over square root of n whole square. Okay, and all wherever x, just substitute and 1 over square root of n. So 1 over n, 1 plus n, 1 over square root of n whole square, and whole to the power 3 is there. Now there, if n is there, this will be square root of n, square root of n. So this is your n is square root of n, square root of n. So one time this cancels, so one time square root of n will be left here. So I will write it down minus 2 square root of n here. And then here, this is whole square is there. So this is going to be n. This is going to be n after calculating. So this and this will be cancelled. So here you have left here 1 plus this and this cancel. So 1 plus 1 we have. So I can write it down here. Okay, 1 n over 1 over n. Okay. Then you have minus 4 and same this rule apply here. So this is your square root of n multiplied by square root of n. So one time this one will be cancelled. So 4n will be here. So 4 times square root of n will be here, like I explained you here. Then here 1 minus n and then 1 over n after calculating. So then I'm going to do it. Okay, all over. Let's take all over here. All over here. All over here. 1 plus n multiplied by 1 over n all over whole cube. Now let's try to do it after this here. Okay. Now after this, I'm going to do it here. So from here, so minus 2 square root of n. This and this cancel. So here it will be 2 minus 4 times square root of n. And then this will be cancelled. So this is here, I'm getting 0 all over. So this n and cancel. So here I'm getting 2 to the power q. After this, I'm going to do it here. So here I'm getting multiply this minus 4 root n minus this will be 0 over 2 to the power q. I'll get 8. Okay, after this minus 4 root n over 8, we will cancel it 4 to the 8. Then we will get here minus root n over 2. Minus, we are getting minus root n over 2. Clearly this is less than 0 we are getting. So we have d2y, oh, this is your d2y over dx square. Okay, d2y dx square, which is second derivative, I got less than 0. So if second derivative, when you plug in x equal to the value in second derivative and you got less than 0, so we can write it down. We have maximum point at x equal to 1 over square root of n. So no need to substitute 1 over minus root n. I got less than here 0. So what is the clearly, this is the maximum point we are getting here, x equal to 1 over root n. This is the calculus rule here. So have maximum value at 1 over x equal to, so we have, it implies that if we have a maximum point at x equal to 1 over root n, it means it implies that y equal to x over 1 plus nx square have maximum value at 1 over square root of n in the interval 0, 1. Now what we will do? Now what we will do, next step is, now we will substitute this x value at mn. So we will substitute this value, sub in this x value at mn. Okay, what was mn? If you remember, mn equal to max of at 0, 1 x over 1 plus nx square we have, and this one we found the continuous function fx equal to 0. Okay, so okay, we are going to do this one. Let's go to the first here. So okay, let's cancel it this one at the moment. So let's do it here. So mn equal to max of at 0, 1 interval 0, 1 interval x over 1 plus nx square and minus this fx we got here 0. Okay, this one we have to sub in x here. So what we will do here, x, what was maximum value x equal to 1 over square root of n. So in place of x, find it out, just substitute mn here 1 over square root of n over 1 plus n multiply by 1 over square root of n whole square. We are finding mn here. So 1 over square root of n all over 1 plus n times 1 over n, we will go in, this will be cancelled. 1 over square root of n all over 1 plus 1, which is 2 here, and we can take 1 over 1, it doesn't matter. So 1 over square root of n, and the rule is 1 over 2. So we got here 1 over 2 root n. Okay. Now next step is here, we got mn is 1 over 2 root n. So let's cancel it out this one. So mn is, now we will find this limit of mn. Clearly you can see that what we have to find here, this limit mn, and we should get mn equal to mn 0 as n tends to infinity. So limit n tends to infinity, we are going to find it out after this step. So we will find, now we'll find limit of this mn. So limit n tends to infinity mn, we will find it out. So limit n tends to infinity 1 over 2 square root of n. Substitute n in infinity. So what we will get? We will get mn equal to 0, not equal to 0, but tends to 0. So we can say that when we got mn, limit n tends to infinity, mn tends to infinity as n tends to infinity, mn equal to 0 as n tends to infinity. So then we can say that then this will uniformly convergent. This mn will uniformly convergent. Then what we will do? We will write down summation of mn x, the original series, is uniformly convergent. So this way we can use Weierstrass M test to prove the series is convergent or divergent.